Since 2000, the inflation rate here in America and our economy has been about 2% per year, which means that the cost of goods that you buy goes up on average about 2% per year. So we've got about 20 years under our belt since 2000, and most industries have followed that pace pretty closely. One industry, like the computer world, it actually had a negative inflation rate. There's a couple of sectors within the computers that you can buy things now cheaper than you could in 2000. Now, imagine that in the two sectors I'm talking about today. But the two sectors of healthcare and student tuition, college tuition, these two sectors have exploded since 2000. They have blown every other industry off the tracks when it comes to rising costs year by year by year. There's no close second. So we have to ask the question, why? Why just these two, healthcare and tuition, have costs risen so much and so fast? Well, it's the reason you come to me, so you can get the 3 minutes of genius and answers to questions like this. Because the number one reason that these costs have risen so rapidly is because of government. Government control. I mean, these two sectors are practically owned by the federal government. They control every aspect of it. I mean, do you realize that the largest insurance company in the world is the federal government? And the largest provider of student loans on the planet is the federal government. I mean, they just own these two. There's very little free market given any space to work in these. And so we have this as a result. I even laughed when Obamacare passed. Obviously, I was not in favor of it. And to be honest, I don't know. I just don't like the idea of some pipsqueak bureaucrat who, some analyst that majored in statistics at Cornell sitting in a cubicle up there making decisions on my health care. I'm sorry, I'm just not for that, never will be for that. But some people think that's the best way to go for our society. So regardless, but when Obamacare passed, they said it's going to be cheaper, it's going to be less complicated, and it's going to be better service. Well, I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, we all agree it's not cheaper, it's more complicated, and it's worse service. But the answer for some is, well, the answer is more government. We didn't go far enough. That's why I get people promoting Medicare for all or single payer universal. All that simply means is that the government gets 100% of it, gets all of it. And there's no choice beyond that. So obviously I'm totally against that. And all of that can apply to the student loan thing too. So the bottom line is I want you to understand that the reason we're in this mess in those two sectors, healthcare and tuition, the rising costs, all of it, mainly due to government control. Well, what are you going to do now?